2, 1.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is Wednesday. Thank you very much for being with us on KSAT News Now. Having a good time today.
Are you? Good. We're happy to hear that, RJ.
Always a good time here on KNN.
It is. Okay, well.
Why did that just throw you off
I don't
so
know.
much?
I didn't expect that. Anyways, you guys, it's Fiesta Week. We've been talking about it even before it actually started. Niosa, full force. It's a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of your reaction to, again, Niosa being fully back this year. A lot of excitement out there at La Villita, and we have a lot of interesting other stories to get to, including could Texas pass a bill similar to Florida's controversial Don't Say Gay law? So we're going to follow up with the latest on that.
And then some good news for people struggling to pay for their student loans, and also the triumphant return of stick figure sports right here.
Ooh, yeah, a little sneak peek there. And because the Spurs are balling, baby. Yes, we're in this thing. Silver and black.
You always
go Spurs,
yourself.
go, yeah.
Were you at the game?
No, it was in Denver, so
Oh.
yeah, no, I was not.
All right, but also we talked about it, sights and sounds of Niosa. We'll get to that, but first, some news out of here in San Antonio. A suspect is dead and a deputy is wounded after a shooting on the far west side yesterday afternoon. It happened around 2, but according to Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar, the deputy is expected to survive.
A team from the Fugitive Apprehension Unit for BCSO was serving 2 felony warrants on an 18-year-old man for aggravated robbery and a narcotics offense. They knocked on the front door, but no one answered, so they approached a structure in the back where the suspect allegedly lived. Yeah,
that was kind of like a shed. Well, the body camera video has not been released, but according to Salazar, it did show one deputy knocking on the door and then turning the slightly opening the knob. Moments later, when the deputy stepped back because he supposedly saw something, automatic gunfire was heard in that video.
The deputy was hit once in the back. Other deputies arrived and one returned fire. The suspect was found dead with 1 gunshot wound. Now, the medical examiner has not confirmed a cause of death. Family members identified him as Robert Inocencio.
And that deputy was transferred over to University Hospital. Again, he is expected to recover, so good news on that end.
It is a 29-year veteran of the force, so his family had been saying that he was alert, so that is great news there. And again, we'll find out more when the medical examiner makes a ruling, because even Sheriff Salazar said yesterday that they was not sure whether this wound that the suspect suffered was self-inflicted or it came from deputies. So still some things to figure out here.
Yeah. All right, so we've discussed the controversial Florida bill referred to as the Don't Say Gay law, and now Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says he wants to see a similar law in Texas, which honestly for many that have been following this doesn't really come as a surprise.
Definitely not. So Patrick told supporters he wants state lawmakers here to pass something similar to that recently signed Florida law, and this law prohibits classroom lessons on sexual orientation or gender identity for kids below the 4th grade. It also prohibits any instruction that is not, quote, age appropriate or developmentally appropriate, end quote, for older students.
Supporters of the law in Florida said it was a way to give more rights to parents, but it came under heavy scrutiny as opponents of the bill say it will harm LGBTQ children, LGBTQ plus. Critics also say the intent of the law marginalizes LGBTQ plus people and their families.
But Patrick is saying that he will make a similar law, again here, a priority in the next legislative session, and that does not start until January. And you brought up a good point there, because this is kind of an ongoing thing where our Republican-led lawmakers are trying to pass different things, whether it's in schools, things being taught in schools, the books. Remember, there was the gender affirming.
The book bans.
Yeah, there was the books, the gender affirming care. So, like you said, not a big surprise here.
All right, well, tens of millions of Americans are breathing a sigh of relief, at least for now, and this is because President Joe Biden has once again delayed student loan repayment for another 3 months.
That's right. The moratorium was set to expire on May 1st, but it's not extended, but it's now been extended through August 31st, marking the 5th extension, which is giving peace of mind to many as people are concerned about inflation and rising gas prices across the country.
In a video statement, President Biden said, quote, "We're still recovering from the economic crisis it caused. This continued pause will help Americans breathe a little easier as we recover and rebuild from the pandemic," end quote.
All right, so many are happy about the wiggle room, but others want a plan for widespread forgiveness. Democratic lawmakers continue to press President Biden to use his executive authority to cancel up to $50,000 in student loan debt per borrower. But here's the thing, Biden says that action should actually come from Congress.
A lot of back and forth here, but that was one of the things that he did promise during his campaign. So a lot of people are trying to hold him accountable for that. But yeah, a lot, this gives a lot, me included. I still have student loans to pay back. And hearing that news it gives you more. Some are taking advantage, right? Myself included, no interest. It's a good time if you can to keep paying, because that interest of course does add up. But then there are other people who are really, really struggling still, maybe don't have, loss in income at home. Anyways, this for many is good news.
Yeah, in fact, 41 million borrowers is what the Department of Education has said, that 41 million borrowers are saving about $5 billion a month, just a month. By taking advantage. 41 million borrowers. So yeah, there are a lot of people that have been able to use this, and like you said, with just an increase in everything, inflation, it's really kind of helped a lot of people sort of get past this.
Yeah, I mean, in the case for many who have decided to keep paying their loans, even though they don't have to, you add up all that interest and you see it, and that's just money down the drain, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Sarah Spivey's over there nodding her
You're like
head
running
too.
in a circle. It's like just this like hamster wheel. It's a rough cycle, yeah, especially with interest and everything. So that's some good news there for those people.
So just celebrate good news, some fiesta. Niosa.
Yes.
It continues
Niosa.
through Friday.
Gotta love it. Yeah. So this is going to be day 2 of Niosa as things kicked off last night at La Villita. So let's go ahead and take a look at how it all went down on night 1.
Wanted to be a little muchiness extra. And then added the garland actually on the way here and wrapped it up. Forgot my lights though.
We're the original OG chicken on a stick, right? Often imitated but never duplicated.
It's really lovely to see everybody out and about. We've been everybody's been hunkered down for 2 years, and so it's just nice to, be able to engage again.
Night 1 has been phenomenal. We're looking at record crowds tonight.
Viva Fiesta!
Woo, all right, that looked like a lot of fun. And again, it is going to be day 2 today for Niosa. Alicia, you were out there.
Yeah.
Just, what was the vibe out there? What was the
so
feel?
Fun. I love Niosa.
I know, I didn't even really have to
I
ask.
am one that loves to be like in the crowd and just flowing with traffic there. So that's what it was. I mean, it wasn't as packed as it usually is on Thursdays for college night, but it was still a great time. The longest line was to get your blast pass. So tickets are $20 to get in, but then of course they did away with the old school tickets and now it's all digital. So you can buy it on your phone or buy it there, but it's all like a wristband. And it was just a good time. I was out there till like 10. It closes at 10:30.
Right, okay.
But it was a great time.
So the blast pass, what is that? Explain what that is. Is that like
a wristband? And then you just load it, you can either give cash, credit card, or I
thought that got you at the front of the line.
No, I wish, right? It's kind of deceiving. Blast
like
pass.
An amusement park fast pass or something. I was like, give me that blast pass.
I'd use it for the chicken on a stick. Man, they have like probably like 5 or 6 lines at the Mr. Chicken on a stick booth.
Yeah, he does. He's always fun to talk to. Every year he's out there doing his chicken on a stick, and so it just seems like it's a lot of fun. As you mentioned, things are going to pick up here in the next couple of days as people get out and enjoy Niosa.
Are you going to go at all?
I am thinking about
You still have
going.
Today, Thursday, Friday?
Yes, I have a few fiesta things lined up for this week. So
are you going to take medals?
Maybe. We'll see.
I had some medals yesterday.
Yeah, I might try and do a little trading. Maybe
There you
some
go.
medals for
Yeah.
some other good.
I got a really
there you
cool
go.
big red one. I should have brought it. But anyways, gates open at 5:30. They close at 10:30. Last call for alcohol because we got to mention that that's at 10.
Yeah, yeah,
should know.
good stuff. Good to know there.
And hold on.
Okay.
We're going to go to, are we going to weather or to your stick figure sports?
Stick figure sports.
Okay, I'll save my comments for a bit.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Chicken there took my line. Okay, often imitated, never duplicated, and backed by popular demand. Actually, Alicia's the only one that's asked for this over the past few weeks.
it.
So, we got to please the fans out there.
I'm the fan.
Stick figure sports is back, and Spurs, we're going to be talking Spurs. They are in this. They are now clinched for the play-in tournament in the Western Conference. Check out what we have here, Alicia.
Who
How do you like
who gave you these
flair?
markers? This is awesome.
I was told to be the Vanna White.
Here we go. Yes.
So
Look
I
at
will,
that.
I will point out things. So first of all, I love the color scheme here
Love
off the top.
Yeah.
Love that we added color. Thank you, RJ.
More like
welcome.
colored pencils.
Right, yeah. These, so I got these markers from Samantha Huerta. She's one of our producers
Nice.
here.
Way to
and she
go,
gave me the
Samantha.
markers.
Okay.
Her kids use them.
So I noticed that play in here is in quotes. So we're good, right?
So we're good. We're in the play-in tournament.
Play-in
Yes.
tournament.
We're in the
Okay.
play-in tournament, so we're going to get at least one game after the regular season to try and get into the first round of the playoffs. So,
And correct
yeah.
me if I'm wrong, but Keldon scored 20 points.
He did, my man KJ, right there,
Okay,
20
there we
points.
go.
The
All right.
Mustang, yep,
Nice.
taking care of business.
Okay, and then I agree. Fiesta plus Spurs equals 100.
Keep it 100.
100.
Keep it 100.
Not
100.
100.
100.
Yeah,
And
that's one
then
of my
this
favorite
one is my
emojis, too.
favorite part. Bye, Lakers.
Yeah.
Bye.
So sad, so sad.
So
for
I have
LeBron
to
James.
admit, my brother-in-law is a huge Lakers fan,
Yeah.
and so I'm kind of like,
Yeah, shake him off. Yeah, shake him off. Yeah. So the Spurs have officially clinched, which means the Lakers are out. Ferris Sabawi, who's one of our digital journalists, also big Lakers
Sorry.
fan. Ferris,
Sorry,
I know you're
Ferris.
watching.
Boo, Ferris.
Sorry about that. Sorry,
well,
not
she
sorry
straight up
here.
booed you. I'm just sorry, Ferris.
We also have a cascarón there, and I did some papel picado down there at the bottom.
Oh,
Let's
very
go.
nice.
Fiesta and Spurs, keeping it 100.
The only thing
Keeping
it's
it 100.
missing-
Oh, metal too, on your
The
side.
only thing it's missing, chicken on a stick.
Yeah.
Stick
right.
figure sports, chicken on a stick figure
That made
sport.
so much sense, yeah.
That's
Come on,
good.
RJ.
Yeah.
Step
What
up that
happened?
game.
I
Yeah,
know.
step it
You know
up.
what, Fail, take that off the screen.
Take this off the screen.
Yeah, it's good to see that the Spurs team is coming around playing really well because I know that you guys agree that during Fiesta time, when the Spurs were in the playoffs, I mean, man, what a time in San Antonio during those long playoff runs and championship runs for the Spurs during Fiesta.
San Antonio
It was a good
knows how to
time.
party, that's
yes,
for
we
sure.
do.
That is for sure. Yesterday I was surprised going back to weather in Niosa.
Mm-hmm.
So the record you had mentioned was 93
Yesterday,
And
we
then-
beat the record.
We did. Okay, so I was gonna say yesterday I got to Niosa around I want to say 6:30.
Okay.
It felt great by then.
I'll
Cloud
tell you
cover.
why.
Cloud
Okay.
cover.
Okay, so we got to cloud cover's part of it. Yes.
Okay.
Good
But
job,
it's-
RJ.
it's
I was
much
like, the
deeper
clouds are
than
blocking the
that.
sun.
You wanted
So-
a point.
You're right. That is a big point there. So we got to 95 degrees yesterday, guys. So we beat the
gosh.
record by 2. Here's the thing. We had storms to our south, Alicia and RJ, and so the storms created this outflow boundary and actually made it nice and cooler.
No wonder,
in San
because I
Antonio,
wasn't-
right around the time of Niosa.
Because I wasn't dying out there, and I
Yeah.
really
Right.
Yeah.
I had drank extra electrolytes. Like I was ready.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that also could have helped.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you were hydrated could have helped.
Well, it was very hot during the day. I was out doing a story, and it was hot. I mean, you could feel it.
Yeah,
We were doing an interview,
95,
sweating, yeah. And then so next thing I know, you look outside, and it's like, oh, this is really nice weather. So
Well,
yeah,
if you stepped outside too, the humidity is gone. And we had a front move through, but the one thing I want to show you guys is a little depressing, okay? So here's the time lapse from this morning, the front moved through, and then watch very carefully. You see this gross yellow color here? That's oak pollen and some dust. So I just did a little story outside briefly here with Katie, and we stepped outside, and man, my allergies acted up. And I'm sure as you were driving into the city today or out and about this morning, you might have seen that yellow hue on the horizon from the oak pollen, and yes, some dust from the local quarries out there too. But oak, we're gonna get the updated pollen count after the front tomorrow, and I have a feeling that the numbers are going to be very high. Oka's already high today, but that was before the front moved through, and so it's going to be even higher. So continue to check back in with that. We're dealing with gusty winds out there. Winds are gusting up to 40 miles per hour. Look out toward Hondo, a gust of 40 miles per hour. Around San Antonio, wind gusts of 30, 35. I've seen as high as 37 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see these high wind gusts throughout the day today. They'll taper off a little bit by the evening hours, but it's still going to be windy all day long. Just the biggest gusts happening right now into the early afternoon. We were just talking about Niosa, and I'll show you your Niosa forecast in a bit. For now, though, know that it's going to be nice and sunny today and really comfortable other than the windy conditions with the pollen count, with the high oak pollen out there. We're going to be looking at a high temperature close to 80 degrees. So 80 in San Antonio, 82 Port SA, 80 in Converse, 77 Bulverde, and 80 in New Braunfels. Here's your Niosa forecast for the night tonight. Even nicer than yesterday. We'll be spending temperatures in the 60s and even in the, we'll be having temperatures in the 70s as Niosa kicks off. But by the evening, later evening hours, it'll be coolish, temperatures in the 60s. So if 65 sounds cool to you, bring a light jacket if you're going out tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be windy. And then looking at the 7-day forecast, fire danger is high today because of those gusty winds. So please use some caution outside. Make sure to avoid any kind of outdoor burning. As for the rest of the week, it's going to be chilly in the mornings. For the start of Battle of Flowers, temperatures should be in the 60s, but if you're heading out there early to get a good spot or set up, just know that it's going to be cold with temperatures in the 40s. As for Saturday, really nice after that cold start, nice for Fiesta Flambeau. A chance for some storms early next week, still a lot of uncertainty there, and we'll clarify things on air online and on KSAT.com on the Weather Authority app too.
Sarah, are you all done with the medal giveaways?
We are not done with the medal giveaways.
When is the next one for you?
Adam Caskey is doing a medal giveaway today it's going to be at Las Palapas, which is, I think, on Southeast Military. So check online for that. And then tomorrow, Katie Blake and I will be handing out medals for at Metro Health. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So still a couple of opportunities.
Keep an eye
there
on
for
that. Yeah, I don't have the graphics on me here.
Yeah.
But we'll have more details for you on our social media channels and, of course, on KSAT too.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
You got medals on your mind, huh?
Oh, I mean,
always.
I had one. She was really young, probably in high school. She stopped me yesterday. She's like, "What are all these that you're wearing?" So I gave her a little spiel there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But she thought it was cool after she knew why. Yeah, and I mean, for nonprofits, it's their biggest fundraiser, so they all go to a good cause. And I think the coolest one that I got yesterday was that big red one. I'll show it to you later.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's one of the most unique things about Fiesta too. People are always like, "What? What's going on with the medals? All the jangling and all this stuff." Yeah, it's a good time. Wanted to mention real quick. We were talking a little bit about the Spurs. Just got this email from their PR department. They are actually hosting a fan appreciation night, the final game of the season. This is going to be on Saturday, April 9th. So that's also Flambeau. So if you aren't planning to go to the parade and you're going to check out the Spurs game, they're going to have they're going to be giving away Spurs cooling towels. They're also going to give off scratch-off tickets. I've never seen this before.
Scratch-off tickets?
Yes, scratch-off tickets where you can win either food, beverage, or retail prizes. No monetary. I don't know if that's legal for them to do. I don't know.
No, it probably would not.
Probably not.
I thought lotto tickets.
And then they're also going to be giving out autographed player basketballs throughout the game. So it's going to be
I want a McDermott one.
Okay. You know what? With the way the Spurs are playing, maybe Doug McDermott might actually come back. That guy's been on the shelf for the past couple of weeks. Come on, Doug. Make Alicia happy here.
Please.
Come on. Let's get back on the court, Doug. We need you to make buckets.
We need you. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of KSAT News Now. We'll see you right here tomorrow, 11 a.m.